Imagine we're sitting around a quiet fire where the world slows down and real conversations can happen. This is a space for healing, awareness, and for reconnecting with the deeper wisdom that already lives within us. So wherever you're watching from, take a breath, settle in, and stay a while. Welcome to the Kristopher Lane Connection. I'm really glad you're here. Welcome back, my friend. Come sit with me by the fire and let's get warm together. Today, I want to talk about something that completely transformed the way I view myself, my struggles, and my entire life. Mental alchemy, the ancient art of transforming your reality. When most people hear the word alchemy, they think about medieval mystics trying to turn lead into gold. But what if the lead was never metal? What if it was actually mental? What if the lead was fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, old wounds, unconscious patterns? And what if the gold was the person you become through the process of transforming them? What if the philosopher's stone is the actualized self? I believe that's what the ancient alchemists were really talking about. Not necessarily changing the world around us, but changing the world within us. So in alignment with the ancient hermetic axiom, as within, so without, as above, so below. Your outer world is often reflecting something about your inner world. Not as punishment, not as blame, but as feedback. And if we want to change our lives, we must first become willing to transform ourselves. So, before we go any further, I want to share something kind of personal with you. There have been a couple times in my life when I was constantly bracing for impact. I was always waiting for the next bad thing to happen, the next disappointment, the next setback, the next reason that life wasn't going to work out. Some mornings, I didn't even want to get out of bed. I'd lay there for hours, even until my back hurt. Sometimes my hygiene would take a back seat. My health would take a back seat. My environment would take a back seat. And if you found yourself in a season like that, I want to let you know something. You are not alone. I know what darkness feels like. And I know what it feels like to carry grief, to carry fear, anxiety, to be plagued continuously by limiting beliefs, to feel trapped inside your own mind. But what I eventually discovered is this: my mind was not the enemy. It was trying to protect me. Because your mind isn't some beast that needs to be tamed or conquered. Its very nature is to protect you, to predict, to prepare, to survive. I mean, that's what minds do. They keep us alive. The problem is that when fear becomes the loudest voice in the room, we begin drinking from a very deep and dark well, day after day, bucket after bucket. Old stories, old fears, old assumptions, until eventually those thoughts become the very lens through which we experience reality. And that's why mastery of the mind is such an important and sacred process. Not because we're trying to dominate ourselves, but because we're learning how to work in alignment with ourselves, to understand ourselves, and to become active and conscious participants in our own lives. Little by little, things began to change for me, not overnight, but over time. One small habit, one small practice, a glass of water, a walk, a journal entry, a mantra, a moment of self-respect, followed by another, and then another, and another. I began going inward, deeply, deeply inward. I began observing my thoughts instead of blindly believing them. I began questioning the stories that I had carried for years. And then I began doing shadow work, healing, reflecting, learning, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, I began to climb out of that pit. And now today, my mornings look so much different. They've become sacred. They become a ritual, a conversation with myself before the world wakes up around me. I light a candle, I drink water, I make my bed, and I speak words of gratitude over my life. I remind myself of who I am becoming. I put on some music, usually house music, because my soul likes to wake up dancing. But every one of those small actions sends the same message to my nervous system. It says, you are safe, you are loved, and you are cared for. Because the truth is, nobody was coming to save me. Nobody was coming to pull me out of bed. But strangely enough, that realization became empowering. Because if nobody else was coming, then I would have to become the person who showed up for myself. And that, my friend, is where mental alchemy begins. The ancient alchemists described transforming through 7 stages. The first stage is calcination. This is the fire, the burning away. This is the setback, the heartbreak, the grief, the inconvenience, the loss. Have you ever felt like your entire life was on fire? Like everything was falling apart around you all at once? Me too. Maybe that isn't punishment. Maybe it's calcination. Maybe life is burning away everything that isn't truly you. Because just as gold is refined by fire, we too are refined by hardship. The fire isn't there to destroy us. The fire reveals us, the real us. The second stage is dissolution. The ashes left behind are now dissolved. Old assumptions begin to break apart, and old identities begin to dissolve. The stories you've told yourself about who you are no longer fit. This process is uncomfortable, it's confusing, but it's necessary. And maybe you're in that stage right now. Maybe the life that you thought you wanted no longer makes sense. Maybe the person you once thought you were is changing. And that's okay. That's part of the process. So then the third stage is separation. This is where we begin sorting through what remains, what serves us and what doesn't, what belongs to us and what belongs to fear. This is when we begin recognizing the difference between our authentic selves and the conditioning that we've accumulated over time. So then the fourth stage is conjunction. This is the sacred marriage, the joining of the two opposites, the conscious and unconscious mind, the wounded self and the healed self, the human self and the higher self. For the first time, we stop fighting who we truly are and we become whole. And the fifth stage is fermentation. This is when the spark returns. New ideas, new habits, new experiences, new morning rituals, new possibilities. This is where growth becomes exciting again. we begin intentionally adding things that nourish our lives. Learning, creating, building, romanticizing our lives again, contributing. Then the sixth stage is distillation. So this is the process of ongoing refinement, continual self-correction, the understanding that growth is not an event, it's a practice. Again and again, day after day, we clear away what clouds our vision and we return to what matters most, ourselves. And finally, coagulation. This is the philosopher's stone. This is the integrated self, mind, body, and spirit, all aligned. The person you were becoming all along can finally emerge, not perfect, but whole. One of the most powerful tools in this process is self-observation, because you are not your thoughts, and you are not your emotions. You are not the labels that have been stuck to you over the years. You are not your history. You are the awareness that's observing them. You are the witness that's behind your eyes. You are the observer. So then a thought can enter your mind without becoming your identity. An emotion can move up and through you without defining who you are. And that realization changes everything. Because when we stop identifying with every thought we think, we become free to choose which thoughts deserve our attention. And attention is the ultimate currency of transformation. Where your focus goes, your energy will follow. So what you repeatedly pay attention to begins to grow. Your brain adapts to it. Your habits reinforce it. It's why we pay attention. It's currency. So then your environment begins to reflect it. As within, so without. Which means one of the most powerful things you can do is to become intentional about what you feed your mind. Protect your mornings. Audit your inputs. Spend less time doom scrolling and more time creating. Less time comparing and more time building. Less time dwelling and more time participating. Because every moment of attention is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. This brings us to another important principle. Responsibility. Not blame, responsibility. Taking responsibility means accepting where you are without condemning yourself for how you got there. It means actively recognizing that your actions and your inactions have directly contributed to your circumstances. And it means forgiving yourself enough to choose differently moving forward. Because awareness without compassion becomes shame. And shame never transformed anyone. Compassion does. Once we become aware, we can begin to raise our standards, not from self-hatred, but from self-respect, like a gardener pruning dead branches so that healthy growth can flourish. We identify beliefs, habits, reactions, and patterns that no longer serve us, and we release them. Not because we're trying to become someone else, but because we're trying to become more fully ourselves. Mental transmutation is the art of transforming one state into another. So this is fear into courage, confusion into curiosity, pain into wisdom. Just as sublimation transforms matter from one form into another, we can transform our experiences into something meaningful. So then grief can become art, anger can become discipline, pain can become purpose. And none of that happens without caring for yourself first. Your nervous system is your altar. So hydration, movement, nutrition, rest, meditation, play, cleanliness. These things aren't optional. They're not luxuries. They're acts of love. They're ways of telling yourself, I matter. I deserve care. I am worthy of my own effort. And if you'd like to explore that more, be sure to check out episode 3. Now let's talk about difficult seasons. Life, by law, moves in rhythms. Expansion and contraction. High tide and low tide. Growth and rest. Nothing blooms forever. It can't always be spring. But nothing struggles forever either. So, if you're currently moving through a difficult situation, a difficult season, simplify. Focus on the next step right in front of you. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. And trust the process, because the tide always returns. And perhaps one of the greatest acts of alchemy is rediscovering your own voice. Not the voice shaped by fear, not the voice shaped by expectations. Your authentic voice, your truth, your perspective. What version of yourself feels most genuine? What wants to be expressed through you? So, create, build, learn, discover, contribute. Allow your life to become an expression of your deepest values. And finally, turn your experience into wisdom. Experience gives us the raw material, and reflection transforms it. So, journal. Ask questions, and I mean question everything. Challenge assumptions. Study your victories, and study your mistakes a little harder. Learn with compassion, because wisdom isn't found in what happens to us, but it's found in what we learn from what happens to us. Maybe you're watching this from a beautiful season of life. Maybe you're thriving. Maybe you're building something incredible. But maybe you're watching this from the middle of your own alchemical fire. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're grieving. Maybe you're struggling to believe that things can get better. And if that's you, I want you to hear me. Keep going. One step, one habit, one prayer, one journal entry, one act of courage at a time. Because transformation is often happening long before we can see it. The seed grows underground before it breaks through the soil. Gold is refined inside the fire before anybody can see it shine. And you are no different, my friend. Give yourself grace. Keep showing up. Keep choosing you. Because one day, you'll look back and you'll realize that what felt like destruction was actually transformation. The fire wasn't there to consume you. It was there to reveal you. The real you. The alchemists were never truly searching for gold. They were searching for transformation. And perhaps that's the greatest secret of all. You were never meant to become someone else. You were meant to become more fully yourself. The lead was never your mind. The lead was every false belief about who you are. And the gold? The gold has been within you the entire time. The alchemists knew a secret that the modern world has forgotten. The greatest treasure isn't necessarily hidden within the earth. It's hidden within you. Thank you for tuning in to the Kristopher Lane Connection. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and stay good. I love you so much.